Welcome to Do I Need This? We're two millennial moms figuring it out in real time.
This is a mix of shopping, life, and chaos. From impulsive buys to real conversations we usually keep to ourselves.
So the question is, do you need this or something more? Hi everyone, welcome to Do I Need This? I am Jen.
And I'm Alexa.
And we're so happy to have you guys back. It is week 800 of summer. So
it really is. We're in the trenches.
We're in the trenches as parents that are experiencing summer. I mean, you've been in this more years than I have. And I feel like you have maybe warned me about this before, but I am now experiencing my first parent, really summer as a parent. And listen, it is not the same. That's really all I have to say about that.
So many things. You've got to keep them entertained. You've got to do summer camp. You've got to make memories. You've got, oh my gosh. And you're like not even in your home. You're in New Jersey right now.
And I think that's part of it is like one where it's like we're sharing a room, there's lack of sleep, there's just everything happening. And I think I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, but I gave in to YouTube Kids and YouTube Kids is on the iPad. And you know what? I don't care. Like it is what it is.
Okay.
It's happening. And
he's going to be fine.
It is. That'll be like what he goes to therapy about, whatever it is. So YouTube Kids is on. And then in addition, I have actually added the FaceTime feature somehow to his iPad. And then at a good old 6:02 a.m., he was on his iPad.
He calls you?
And he called my mom. All of a sudden I hear my
Your
mom. Hi, Caleb. Like at 6, I'm like, Caleb, she is sleeping. People are sleeping. Why are you calling people at 6 o'clock in the morning? So my poor family has gotten bombarded by FaceTime calls, and I'm learning this whole parenting shared iCloud situation, which has been interesting. But I'm just like, you know what? Whatever gets me through the day is really where we're at here. So
agreed. Yeah. That's kind of amazing that he's calling your mom at 6 a.m.
Oh my
and
gosh.
she's answering.
Yeah, my sister, Megan, everybody has been like on the receiving end of this. So you may be getting a call too. So just like
I'm in. I'm up anyway. He can call me.
embrace that. So, and you are preparing for a vacation. So tell our listeners about your upcoming vacation.
I'm so excited. We are going to Siesta Key here in Florida. We've been going for about 10 years with another family that we're really close friends with, and we're super excited. All the boys are going and Mila's going as well. And I'm not saying this is like our last vacation because I will make sure that it's not, but it almost feels like it's the last vacation with my son before he goes to college. So I feel like it's a big deal. So we're excited. We've been going with the same family since the kids were tiny. So we have some really cool pictures at the beach that we're going to try to recreate with them, like from when they were tiny babies to now. So I'm super excited. I'm already
so cute.
I'm so excited, and I'm already like disconnected, which is not great. Like Saley and Sarah, if you're hearing this, I'm working really hard, but I'm just like
always
in
working
vacay
hard.
mode already. Always working hard, but I'm ready to go. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's, a vacation is needed. So I'm happy that you're going to be able to like disconnect something about the ocean and sitting on the beach. I actually might take a couple hours off tomorrow and just go to the beach and take Caleb with me and
Good
just
for
be,
you.
you know what, play in the water and enjoy your time, because it's like we mentioned earlier, like this is, as much as this is their childhood, like this is your parenthood too, you want to make memories about being a parent and what that looks like as well. So I think that if you can, by all means, like take the time, take the moment, or if you need to take the moment for yourself, like by all means do that.
That
Because
too, so important.
we all need that. We all need that time. But I just got
Absolutely.
back from dinner at a restaurant that I worked at when I was just shortly after graduating college. I actually worked there summer before I went to grad school. And we had like a very, I'm not gonna slander the business here, but I had like a not so great name for this establishment. Um, and we haven't frequented there in many years because the ownership was they were, like, really, really terrible, but it's under new
Mhm.
ownership, so we went there tonight for
Okay.
dinner, and I was very worried that I would have, like, some sort of, like, visceral trauma response pulling into the parking lot, but it's safe to say that we made it through, food was fine, and, I might have to go
And
back,
you're
so
here, and you're here to talk about it.
so face your traumas, listeners, this is it,
Face your
face the
fears.
trauma. It's
So
one of
that
those
means I would probably go. I was gonna say I have to go back to Hooters where I worked for 10 days
well,
before I
that's what
got
I'm
fired
saying, but it's
because
like, how when you have those dreams where you're like, either you haven't gone to class and like,
yes. Oh
many
my
and you and
god.
there's like the final it's like similar, like I'm there, I don't know the person's order and I'm tired and my feet hurt and I have so much side work I have to do before I have to leave, like
That's
that's my trauma there, so
that
I,
is trauma.
yeah, and actually a couple bartenders were still there that were there
No, I
tonight
was
when
gonna
I
ask you,
was
was anyone still there?
yeah, just a
Have worked
couple
a shift?
bartenders and, no, no, no. You could not pay me. There's no amount of money you could pay me to hop back into that. So, all the waitresses in especially at the
Hats
Jersey
off.
Shore in the summer, oh my gosh, it is a feat to work with these people. So, but we just got done a
Truly.
4th of July weekend here where the island is packed. You can basically not do anything. The parking you can't park
This is
anywhere,
insane.
crazy things, but it was fun. We had a good time. We did a
Good.
lot. Caleb did surf lessons. We were at the beach. We
Oh,
were on the
nice.
boat, and we had a good time. I'm just like I'm still exhausted from the
For
weekend,
sure.
but overall, good 4th of July. Happy to report that we normally do fireworks, so I'm happy to report that we didn't do fireworks because I'm here, therefore my husband has all of his limbs. So we're always worried about that. I don't know, do you guys do your own fireworks or anything?
We're not really like a firework family. Like if the kids have done it like on New Year's and stuff, but
Yeah.
I'm too scared of all that stuff. I have way too much respect for it. So we'll see them and the people
Yeah.
across the street do them and I can appreciate a firework. I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, no,
I'm
agreed,
a
and,
boring mom.
Matt has been, like, is always super into fireworks, and then couple years we did them, and there was an incident where it fell and kind of went towards us,
No.
so because of that,
Mm.
we're not really so into the fireworks anymore, so I'm
Yeah,
all
no.
about, like, let's just chill, we don't have to,
No,
like
thank
it's not
you.
that deep,
We're good.
It's
We can
it's not
watch
that
other
deep.
people's fireworks. We're good.
Exactly. So yeah, that's what's really been going on here. Nothing too crazy. I did a new Pilates studio, which
You
I
did
thought
tell
my
me that.
own Pilates studio was tough. I actually died. My soul left my body, came back into my body, and I died again. And
Oh my gosh.
that was rough. After I just like kind of sat in my car and I was like, okay, I thought I was like in shape, but I have
Well,
some work to do.
oh my gosh, are you gonna go again while you're
Well,
there?
I bought 10 classes, so
Oh,
I
you're
have to
going.
go.
Okay. We're committed. Okay, so you okay,
I'm going no matter what, so but I just, like, I miss my old Pilates classes and I miss my
for sure.
instructor, so it's fine. It's all good,
We're trying different
and
things. We're being flexible. My
yes,
gosh, it's just so hard for me.
yes, I know, and what would you say any other, like, major news on your front? How's your mom doing after her appointments and everything?
She's good. We're still on the figuring out her insurance battle, but we're hanging in there and she's stayed relatively calm for the most part, which is great because I get my anxious and catastrophizing side from her, but she's maintained her peace. So we're okay. We're gonna figure it out, but hanging
Good,
in
good.
there. Um, what else can I tell you? Oh, well, I got attacked by what I'm convinced are like killer mosquitoes this weekend while we were
Oh,
on outside for 4th of July. I normally get like, welts or whatever. When I tell you that like my entire back is covered in these like
oh,
huge mosquito bites, I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then I saw one and it was the size of like a quarter. I'm like, these are not normal mosquitoes. Like, where are we growing these? Like, what's happening? So they attacked me. They attacked my legs. So now, like before I go to sleep, I'm like full calamine lotion. Like it's so uncomfortable. And then Carlos was bitten too. So we're like on opposite ends of the bed. I'm like, you scratch my leg, I'll scratch yours. Like Mila walked
Uh,
in and was like, what's going on? I'm like, nothing crazy. We are just scratching our legs. Like
we
it's
have,
really
like,
bad.
patches everywhere just trying to
Oh my God. It looks like I don't even want to say chicken pox, but it looks like it looks pretty bad. But we're
Caleb's
hanging
very
in there.
sensitive to mosquitoes too. When he gets a bite, he gets, like, these, like, massive,
Welts.
massive welts,
Yeah,
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 and I
yeah.
feel so bad
Not
for him,
cool.
we've also actually had a trip to, the CVS for some amoxicillin already 1 week into the trip
Okay.
because he has had this cough for, like, 1 month, and then today I was just like, "I've had it with this cough." So
Enough.
I did a
Yeah.
telehealth appointment, and you know what? Like, actually, I know everyone, like, hates on AI and technology and whatever, but, like, what a time to be alive to not have to, like, go to an urgent care,
Yeah.
go sit in a place of sick kids, and I
Yeah.
literally made an appointment with the teledoc or whatever it is. They called me 10 minutes later. I didn't even have to do a video call, and I was like,
No
"Listen,
way.
he was sick 4 weeks ago, fever, whatever. He's better now, but he's had this cough, and it's like a mucusy cough," and she's like, "He probably
Mhm.
has, like, a lingering bacterial infection. We're gonna send you amoxicillin, and it should clear it up." And I was
Thank God.
like, what a time to be alive. Like, honestly, like, as
No,
much as, like,
really.
it's easy to, like, hate on technology and whatever. I'm just like, "You know
Mhm.
what? That made my life." They sent it directly to the pharmacy. I walked, picked up the prescription, and it honestly made it it's made it so much easier. So, honestly, I was happy for technology in that.
I agree. No, listen, the convenience is phenomenal, but did you speak to, like, a real doctor or was it like a robot doctor? Because have you
No,
seen
no, no,
those?
no, no, no. I have
Oh, it
seen
was a
those.
human. They're
Yes,
so
and I
crazy.
and I saw, like, this one guy, like, trying to tell the
Pranking
doctor
her.
that he was pregnant. Yeah.
Yes, yes, I saw that too. That was on my algorithm too.
And that was, like, hilarious. I was dying at that, and he's like and it's like, "Well, when did you miss your period?" "I'm a man." "Well, then you're not pregnant." "Well, I'm pregnant. I'm with child." Like, I was cracking up. No, no, this was an actual doctor that I spoke to
Okay,
or
okay,
a
okay.
nurse practitioner or something, and,
Yeah, whoever.
yeah, she called in the prescription, so I was like, "Oh my god, so easy, so nice," and now I just have to battle, like, the getting him to take the medicine, which in itself is,
Right.
like, a feat.
Does he struggle with that? Because my kids would throw up with everything and anything.
Yeah, he doesn't do that. He just, like, doesn't wanna do it, but then, like, I just
Okay.
honestly, like, say, "Okay, well, then you're not playing iPad, watching TV, doing anything fun," and he's like, "Fine," and then he
Okay.
drinks it, so
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
that'll be his trauma
I
too.
Oh, poor baby. You know, it's funny that you mentioned that like instant gratification, like immediacy of things happening. I did an actual video today about that, but I was talking about the opposite of that. And I was
Okay.
saying that our society is so into like instant gratification, right? Like we do some I order something today, it can be here in a couple hours. Like I finish recording something, it's uploaded within a couple minutes. Like
Mhm.
pictures, you can whatever, it's literally immediate. And I was taking the viewpoint of how, although that's amazing and we're so grateful for that technology and that ability to have that, I think that could also trick us into thinking that things that take time are failures. And I was specifically kind of thinking about like business things or, growing our Instagram account and
Yeah.
growing this podcast, right? And I was like, wait, it's not happening right now because we're so used to that it almost feels like things that are taking time are failures. And that's not how that works. I really do will like stand firmly on that things that are important and are meaningful, those things take time. And, some people are really lucky and they are able to build an empire overnight, which good for them. But most things take time. And when you're building a business or you're building a website or you're building whatever that looks like, that immediate gratification, if you get stuck on that, you're going to assume you're failing. And that's not how that works.
No, you actually make such a good point with that because I need to be reminded of that all the time. I am such
Mhm.
an instant gratification person. I don't even like to shop online because I wanna, like, go to the store, get the item, feel that immediate instant gratification. I don't wanna wait till it gets here. I'm, like, kind of over it at that point, and I actually
Yeah.
struggle with that, which is hard for me in the long run to see things pan out, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
hard for me to see that what that end product can look like, and you
Mhm.
make a really good point, and, specifically, we're obviously trying to grow this and our Instagram presence and, just getting what we're trying to do out there, and it's a good reminder to really focus on that it's not gonna happen overnight, and it can for some people, but that's not the norm, right? It's gonna be, like, in time, putting in the time, and I think, like, you make a good point about consistency, and that's what I try to tell myself that it's, staying on that consistent grind is even if it doesn't feel like it's building something of just that constant one foot in front of the other to, like, get to that point that you wanna be at.
Yeah. I mean, when you really think about it, right, when you put things into perspective, think about I don't think I know 300 people because right now I think our account has like 311 followers. And I'm like, do I know 300 people? If I could put 300 people in a room, that's still a pretty impressive number. However, I know that by Instagram metrics or TikTok numbers, that's nothing, right? But I used to do that a lot with Your Beautiful Life when I had like, I don't know, 50,000 followers and we would go to a concert and I would tell my husband, these many people get to see the messages I post. And now when I'm,
Crazy.
which is insane considering
Mhm.
that this is a little something that I started, my little corner of the internet. And I'm like, now when I see a post that hits, 2 million people that get to view it, I'm like, the immensity of that is so humbling to think that something that I created on my computer in my pajamas on a Sunday afternoon that I was thinking about this thought and I put it into like this graphic that it can reach that many people. It really puts things into perspective. So, listen, I'm the first one that I'm like, why isn't the podcast growing? Like, why do we only have 200 followers? And then I'm like, wait, it's not just 200 followers. There's 311 people that have decided that whatever it is that we're saying is important enough for them to, hit follow or like our stuff. Or, even one of our posts this week was viewed by 80,000 people. And when you think
Which
about
is
that with a
crazy.
300-person account is insane. And I think the message was talking about relationships that you make at work and how important those people can be. And I'm like, gosh, so many of us can relate to that, whatever it was, I think it was 10,000 people shared that post with someone else. Like, what does that say about the relationships we build at work? What does that say about, the friendships that we're able to build in those things? And I took, like, one thing and went to so many levels with it because I originally was like, "Oh, we're failing, like, this isn't working, like, what are we doing?" And then I was like, "No, wait, this is working, it's just taking time," you know?
Yeah, it's that saying of, Rome wasn't built in a day, like that whole concept of that. And I think that's what our main goal here is, right? We want to be relatable in a way that doesn't come off as like phony or, you know, it's just like this social media, the way people perceive it. And I think that's why we
Mhm.
try to be so particular about what we share because, like, that particular post, we have maintained this relationship of going on like almost 10 years of us working together and sharing different stages of our lives, and even, like,
Yeah.
some of our coworkers that we've seen that have, like,
Mhm.
maintained these, like, amazing friendships, and you see people go through these different cycles in their lives, and I think in that same sense, that's relatable, right? You just the way life works and you happen to be in this, position, and I those are my mom is still friends with the woman she started working with like 35 years ago. They both
Yeah,
started in the same week, and I think
they're still friends.
one retired and she's about to retire, but she's like they still share that same,
Yeah.
celebrations of things of their kids and
Mhm.
grandkids and all of that. So I think that's like a it's special, and I think that's why we're trying to be so cognizant of the things that we share and, the messages we wanna, and we have some obviously takes on life that, may
Right.
not be the most popular, but there is something to it. And I think that's, why
Yeah.
we this is gonna take time. It's gonna take time to reach the people that, we want it to do. So
Yeah. Or need to hear it, right? Because I mean,
yeah.
I don't
You
know.
never know.
I
You
think
never need
messages yeah, I think I think messages reach who needs to see them, and I like what we have here that it's such a mix of, like, fun things, like, we can talk about, men don't belong in Pilates, God forbid they cancel us again, but
Yes.
also we can talk about, lifelong friendships and friendships ending and stages of motherhood and different even iterations of ourselves. Like, I am not the same person I was 5 years ago, maybe I'm not even the
Oh,
same person I
yeah.
was a year ago, right?
No,
Or
for
when you met
sure.
me or when we met each other, and to be able to create a space, even if 300 people are the ones that are listening to tell to say that, "Hey, like, you may have experienced this too," like, that in and of itself is reaching a huge goal. Now, whether this goes somewhere else or it doesn't, I hope that it does, but and we're having such a good time doing it, I think that's the main goal of this is doing something that has a purpose, and I don't know, I'm happy that we're how many weeks in? Like 18, 19, which seems
I know.
crazy.
We're and this feels like we're hanging out. I mean, we are hanging out, but it's,
Yeah. Yeah, we
and
are.
and these are the things that, the real conversations that we do have. Like, I know our intro says that, like, but we send each other, I don't know how many voice notes a day, and sometimes they're like a little bit more raw than we would be sharing here, but
Right.
it's that day, it's that feeling of being like this morning when I sent it to you, I was like, you know what, I'm in a shit mood this morning. Like I'm tired, I've been yelling a lot, over this, and this. And it's more just like it's having that person to be able to be like I could tell you just like quite literally the rawest things, 'cause I just know that, like, you're not gonna judge me, you're gonna be like, "Okay." If you didn't agree with it, you'd be like, "Okay, well, let's figure out how we're gonna get you right back in the way we wanna do," or you're
Yeah.
gonna be like, "Yeah, I've actually been there before, and this is what that looks like, and this is how I handle that," and, those different situations. So, I think, I know one of the things we kinda discussed is that we wanted to talk about honesty, and I think, like,
Mhm.
friendship and stuff, honesty is so important, and if you're not being honest with yourself, it's
Mhm.
really difficult to, like, maintain those relationships in that way, and that's something I've been trying to work on because I like to quote Taylor Swift, "Consider myself a pathological people pleaser."
Mhm.
So therefore, I have trouble being honest sometimes when I'm like, I don't wanna do something or I don't agree with that, but I'm like, I'd rather go along with what the group is doing or whatever, and that's something I've been trying to work on, especially, like, in relationships. How do you feel like honesty plays in the relationships that you've been maintaining or making newly?
I think I echo your sentiment because for me, I've had to do that lately where I've had to be honest and say things that old Lexi would have been like, let me just go with the flow. Let me just do this. Let me just say this. And it's uncomfortable and you don't want to have that. I don't want to hurt anyone when I'm having a conversation, but sometimes I have to say things which if I don't, then I'm not being honest with myself, right? So I think especially in the friendships I have now, I think that's so important. And honesty, I don't know. It's one of those things that if you don't have it with someone, do you really even have a true friendship? Like I should be able my close circle, right? Our close circle, you should be able to have raw honesty with those people. They should be able to see you at your most vulnerable, at your best, at your worst, and be able to either call you out, right? Call you out for your shit and be like, hey, this is what's happening, but love you through it. And I think, lately I have found myself even in acquaintances, right? Where I've had to say, like, hey, these are my boundaries, and I have to be honest with you. I'm not okay with this happening, or I'm not okay with the fact that, I don't know, you gave my number out to someone and now I have someone calling me. Like, those are not fun conversations to have. That's not comfortable for me to do. But I'm like, if I'm not honest about that, then it's just gonna snowball into other things. So but I find it's something it's really hard for people to do. Like, you can catch it now. You see other people where I'm like, "I know you're not telling me the truth. I know you're feeding
Mm.
me some bullshit story. Like, why would you do that?" Because I think everything catches up to you and everything comes to the light sooner or later, right? So I'm like, I would be so much happier if you just told me, like, "Hey, this is what's going on," or "This is what's happening," versus some convoluted lie or some craziness that eventually I know that you're not being honest. So it's such a complex thing, but I think that once you can master it or put it into practice, it's so beautiful to just be able to be honest with other people and truly with yourself. Number 1, in my opinion.
And it's so freeing, I feel like, just
Yeah.
the way that to get things off your chest and say that, like, I feel this way because of X, Y, and Z, or I don't want to do this thing, or I don't want to be in a friendship that has this or maintain this relationship this way, instead of saying, like,
Mhm.
oh, well, I'm busy, or just like ignore someone, or, whatever that looks like, and just
Yeah.
say, like, hey, this has been happening and this is why. And now, obviously, I'm saying this in a perfect world. I'm not saying that I do this, but in a perfect world, that would be, you would say like, you have engaged in this behavior and that's affected me in this way, and
Yeah,
therefore these are my boundaries. And it's not obviously not as easier said than
no,
done.
for
But I
sure.
think if you can, start in the easiest way, I think even at work sometimes, just like setting those boundaries, being honest in how, if something happens, like, and I did this recently in to our team, and you and our team knows, I said recently, I'm like, something bad has happened, not that bad, but something, an error had occurred. And I said, listen, I messed this error up. Like, this was me. I read this wrong and therefore input it wrong. And I want to take accountability of that. Now, you as my manager were like, oh, no, 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 we'll fix this and figure out a way of, which is what a good leader should do. But I was in a sense saying like, hey, I messed this up. Now I need to try to remediate this in a way that I can. And maybe in the past, I may have been like, well, if these people did it this way,
Right.
and maybe would have like blamed other things, but I'm trying to be like the things that I can take accountability for and being like, hey, I'm a human. I messed up and this is
Mhm.
how I messed this up. Now, let me figure out a way that I can fix this. And not, easier said than done too, but just like in a way of saying, how can we be honest with ourselves and knowing that like everyone's going to make mistakes, things have happened, and shit does happen. So
Shit
whether you're at work
happens.
or a relationship and say like your partner's mad at you because you didn't do something, like, I'm sorry, I messed up, like, goes a long
Yeah,
way.
for sure. Unless you have me as a manager, I'm like, "Absolutely not. That was not your fault. That was everyone else's. We will blame whoever we need to blame except us." No, I'm just kidding. But
No,
yeah,
no, and
no.
all of you were like, "No, no, no, this wasn't you." And I was like, "No, no, no, guys, like, literally, it was me." And you're like, "No, no, no." And then, like,
No, it was the facts.
yeah, and shockingly, it ended up, like, kind of working in my favor how this all panned out. But still, it was more of, like, in the moment, I was like, "Hey, I read this wrong, and I did this wrong, and this is how." But that was me, like, more or less, like, trying to just practice being like,
Yeah,
"Let me take accountability of something, and if I can, this is, what that looks like." Now, that's not
yeah.
always gonna be the case, but,
No, of course
in
not.
instances, and I feel like even I would rather my students be super honest with me, like, "Hey, I couldn't get to the assignment you gave me," or, "I'm overwhelmed."
Yeah,
Like, life happens. I have a
yeah.
people will cancel a meeting with me, I'm like, "Cancel a meeting all day long, girlfriend. Like, you just added me an
Thank
extra
you.
hour
Thank
in my
you.
day, like, you don't have to, like, apologize to me, like, it is fine, we
Yeah,
will reschedule." So,
right.
I don't know, that's been something I've just been thinking about recently, is just being on it, like, just don't lie, just say,
Yeah.
"Hey, this is what's happening."
Lying is such a thing for me. I would rather you just tell me basically anything else than feed me a lie. I just I don't know I have a visceral reaction to like being lied to that I listen, I have cut off friendships for stupid things. And I know that's not healthy either. My cutoff game is lethal and I'm working on that, and that's not I'm not, like, super proud of it, but the lying thing, that really gets to me. I feel like we could have a conversation about anything. You could tell me, "Hey, I did this horrible thing," and we can figure it out and work it out versus I find out later that you sold me some bullshit story. It's like, oh, and I think that comes from, like, my own shit, like, you're insulting my intelligence, like, what are you saying about it probably says more about me than, like, the whole person or the whole action of lying, but you wanna piss me off, lie to me.
Yeah.
That's my thing, that's my trigger,
No,
but,
no,
you know
and I get that, yeah, and it's like, I think a lot of times people think they're being really slick about lying, like, everyone knows
no,
lying, you
no.
know? Like
"Bitch, I see you, I know you're lying."
yeah.
No.
It's like Caleb when he tells me something that I'm like, "Bro,
Yes.
I'm with you all day long. I know you didn't take a
Oh,
bath. I've been with you all night." You know, it's like
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
it's something so childish almost that and there was actually a really good and I wanna say, I'm not gonna say I'm like a huge I think his name's Andrew Huberman, I'm not like a huge
I think
Huberman
I know who that
gal,
is.
but I
Mhm.
think and I think he said one time that you have to be honest with yourself first because
Mhm.
it's like,
Yeah.
if you can't even trust yourself, like, who can you trust? And it was more like, I think in making commitment to something, so if, like, you're gonna say, like, "I'm gonna go run 3 times a week," or something, and then you don't do it,
Yeah.
then it's
Yeah.
like, if you can't trust yourself in that and that actually, like, changed my thinking for a while of saying,
Mhm.
like, if I say I'm gonna do it, then I'm gonna do it, and I try
Yeah.
to do that now, like, if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna commit to doing that, and I know that I overcommit, and that's obviously something I'm working on, but in general, just, like, being honest of, like, I don't have to do that. I could just say, like, "No, I don't want to. No, I'm busy." You know, I just say what's actually happening. "No, I'm tired. I don't wanna go do that. I'm tired. I've had a very long week." And that's okay. People really don't care. It's
Yeah,
not as
or
as, like, we
no.
always think it is.
Yeah, or no is a complete sentence. That one's really hard because just to be able to say, like, "Hey, no, I can't do that," and not give the explanation is
I
so
can't do
hard for
that.
me.
I
I've
cannot do
been
that.
practicing it. I've been practicing. Ask Mel. She's like, "I'm so proud of you," or I don't know what it was the other day that somebody was asking for something from me, and I was like, "Nope, I'm sorry, I can't do that." And she's like, "And what else did you say?" I'm like, "No, that's it. I said I can't do that." And then it
I love
felt
that. I
great.
cannot do that. I need that is
Yeah.
like that should be a really good goal for me.
No, and then you start telling me, and I'm like, "Bitch, not against me." Like, "You
No,
can't
not
do
you, of
that to
course not
me." No,
you.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, it's not easy, but, it's funny, today was one of those days that I did not want to go running, and by running, I mean jogging, and by jogging, I mean literally almost walking because I am not fast at it. But I've upped my time that I'm jogging, so it's not as like, as fun as it was before because now I'm actually exercising and getting my heart rate up, and I parked in my car. I filmed a video about not wanting to run, and I was like, "No, we're out here. I mean, I might as well." Like, I said I was coming. I said I'm
Here.
here. I am fully dressed. I am committed, and I went out there, and I was like, "I'm gonna turn this around. This is gonna be one of the best runs." It sucked. I hated it. It did not get easier. I was, like, texting Mel, I'm like, "When does this shit get easier? Like, when does the longer run parts make me feel wonderful? Because this wasn't it." And she was like, "Look, there's good days, there's bad days," and even my husband was like, "Alright, well, we don't quit around here. We're gonna keep going." I'm like, "Fuck this. I don't wanna do this anymore." But then now, I'm like, "I feel great. I did my
I
run today.
know.
I was
It's the
out
truth,
there."
though. Isn't it the truth,
Yeah.
though, that it's does help? I hate that it
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah, it does. I hate it. I hate it. But,
No, I
we did it.
literally I mean, exercising is the absolute bane of my existence, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago. It's like, God, it's like so much. You gotta like eat healthy and exercise and do the skincare and Abby Young hair method and this whole thing. It's like,
Mm.
it's a lot. Like, goddamn.
So many things.
We're out in these streets and it's like
We
sometimes the working out thing is like literally the 13th reason. Like it is too much and I get it. I didn't work out today, and over the weekend, I ran a couple times, and I intend to run tomorrow, but, like, in my head, I'm like, "You know what? It's okay. I'm out of my routine."
It's okay.
But
Yeah.
I'm like you could have done it. You could have gone for a walk, or you could have gone on your lunch break and done a 15-minute run, or, whatever it is. But
Right.
I'm like,
It's okay. The world's at an end. You're fine. We try again tomorrow, like I really do have
yeah,
to put myself back into that frame of mind of okay, well, I'm going on vacation now and I was like, well, I guess my running situation is not going to be the same. I'm not running in the beach. There's no way I'm running on sand. I don't think I can handle that. So I was like, well, either I have to wake up really, really early or I would have to go in the evening, but in the evening, I'm assuming I may have some adult beverages by that time, which
of
we're not gonna try to
course.
run at that point, so I'm like, "All right, well, I'll do my best, and maybe I'll run, and maybe I won't, maybe I'll do lunges or something in between," but giving myself that grace is gonna be really important because but also it stems from the fear of falling off the wagon, I think that's what
Agreed.
happens to me, and we've
Agreed.
talked about this
Yeah.
where it's not even like, "Oh my god, I need to do this because 'cause I'm gonna lose weight." No, it's like, "No, I'm so vested that I don't wanna fall off and then be like" and I know myself, if I go way too many days, I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm never doing this again. It's over," and then, back to square one, so but we'll be okay. We're gonna make it. It's
No,
just a couple
I
days.
agree. I'm an all or nothing person, and I'm either all in 105% or I'm negative 5%. It's either I'm doing nothing or I'm doing absolutely everything, and I think finding that balance is extremely difficult. I have yet to figure that out, and I'm hoping that one day I will, but I think just as much as we say like personality, but it is my personality trait. It's a way I like a control over a situation. It's the way that I can find control in that. And
Yeah.
for me, it is becoming so inherently addicted to something, whether it is like a hobby, cooking, baking, running, and in
Remember your
that
breads? Didn't you make bread
oh
for a
my
long
gosh,
time?
actually, my dad's friend has some starter. I'm about to get back into it.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll
Okay.
see. Actually, I shouldn't say that I am. I'm on a different
Yeah,
hobby
no,
right now,
not
and
one more
I
thing. Not
yeah,
one more thing.
that really can't be added to the plate right now, but that might get back into the rotation. Um, but yeah, it's difficult. Remember when you had them bring a Peloton to your room on vacation?
My god, yes. Oh my god. Wow. You know, wow, yeah, that brought shit back. Yep, absolutely. I
Like
did do that.
that was that necessary? Probably not.
No, in another country. It wasn't even like I was here in New York in the Peloton studios. No, I was in Mexico. And I was like, "Nope, bring the Peloton to my villa." Who did I think I was? But
And you were like, "I'm not missing a class." Like, "I'm Cody,
nope,
I'm not
I'm not
missing one of
missing
your
a class.
classes. It's not an
I'm not
option."
Gosh, see, I'm again, toxic trait. I don't think I'm there anymore. I'm in a much better
No, you're
place,
not.
but
No, even
shit,
tonight,
yeah,
like, we've been recording this, you're like, "Okay, I'll run or not run or, do whatever." And
okay,
similar to me, it's
that's
like, yeah,
cool.
we can or we can't, but it's like but we still have that thing in the back of our brain that's like,
Yep,
do it, do it,
bitch,
do
go
it.
out there.
Mm.
You better do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, go
and we
out
have
there
each
and
other to psych each other out, so
oh,
that works too.
we and if anything, we are self-aware. Like,
Yes,
self-awareness
we are.
is blaring there. We know our mental health disorders. It's just more or
We
less,
sure
like,
do.
how we overcome those. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So, in recap, be honest with yourself, be honest with your friends, be honest with your partner, do the best that you damn can because it ain't easy out there.
It's true. It's true. So I wanted to talk, switching gears really quickly about stuff that I think I need. And then there was something that I needed, but I already got. But I want to talk about a couple things.
Okay, tell
Have
me.
you seen the jelly, like kitten heels that are everywhere? Have you seen them?
Well, first, I love a jelly, and second, I
Yes.
love a kitten heel. So,
Okay.
I know that is literally up my alley of a shoe.
Okay. Well, I've always been completely against a kitten heel. I'm big,
Okay.
go big or go home. I've always hated a kitten heel. I think Cody Rigsby taught me that on Peloton. That's literally his mantra, either a flat or we're doing 6 inches. That's always been, right? So,
Fair,
but
fair.
then
We love
I
Cody.
started, we love Cody and, Bible, whatever he says. But I've started to see these little jelly shoes, and the majority of them have a kitten heel. So I started to do some digging, and there's some gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous Jimmy Choo and Chloe ones. But obviously, those
Mm,
are very expensive. One of them even looks like a princess shoe. It's just so pretty. They're gorgeous. But then I was like, okay, well, I don't know that I want to spend $600 for a jelly. So I did some research, and Steve Madden has, Aldo has, even Target has some from, I think it's called a New Day. So I'm gonna
I
I'm
love
gonna
it.
give our listeners like different ones to look at if they want to, but they're just so cute, and I feel like you can dress up a jean with, like, a little kitten heel, and, like, I don't know. They're just I think I don't know from where, but I need one.
I love that because as someone who is basically 6 feet tall, my only option really is a kitten heel. Like, I'm not wearing, like, a 3-inch heel unless I'm gonna be looking down, like, onto the people below me. So, I no, I love that. I love the jellies. I got into the jellies last summer, and I have a couple this summer that, I haven't I've been wanting to get a mule because Megan has a couple, like, jelly mules, and I'm
Mhm.
like, I just need to come one just the right one needs to come across my desk. So
Yes.
that's
Okay.
that's definitely I love a summer shoe. I'm just like, I love
So
summer
cute.
clothes, like, you know, in the fall, I'll be like, "I love fall clothes." In the winter, I'll say, "I love
Yes,
fall or
yes, of
winter clothes."
course.
But, like, I don't know, just, like, this summer, I'm obsessed with the, like, linen pants and, like, the
Mhm.
dressing up T-shirts and the hair scarves. I have a hair scarf that I got. I have not
Yes.
worn it yet, but, like, it's a
Okay.
cute, like I'm gonna wear it this week sometime. I've
We
decided.
need to
But,
see
like,
that. We need to
the
see that.
hair scarves, the jewelry, just, like, casual outfits, but dressing up with accessories like a shoe or a bag or a scarf or jewelry, like, I've been obsessed with.
You go
It's the best.
everything. Pretty much any accessory we are in.
Yes. Yes,
I
absolutely.
love it.
No, I love that. So you do need
Okay.
it. It's not even, like,
Yeah.
literally not a
I'll
question.
share I'll share with our listeners, like, various options so you can see different price points, but they all kinda look the same. It's the little, like, thong jelly, so cute. There's one that even looks like almost like a Cinderella shoe. Oh my god, I think it said, like, L Windex blue or something like that. It was so cute.
Oh.
I'm like, "Okay, this is different." So and I'm like, "We're embracing a kitten heel, so maybe this is a different stage of life that we're in right now." So,
Listen,
turning
you
a new
know,
leaf.
fashion is yeah, it's ever changing and you're into something and you can not like something and like it and not like it, and that's okay too. Like you're allowed to change your
Exactly.
mind. Everyone's free to do that.
Exactly. So, that
My
was
do I need this
go, go.
item
Mhm.
this week is I think I wanna invest in some more
Okay.
fine jewelry. That
Okay.
is
Okay.
I have been on, like, Missouri,
Yes,
Gorgiana,
okay.
like, all of those
Mhm.
websites, and I wanna get, like, a couple good, like, gold bracelets, rings. I
Okay.
wear a couple things all the time, but I want to elevate, like, a bracelet stack, necklace stack that I wear, just like
Okay.
I don't know, I've been watching all these different influencers and how they, like, dress different necklace stacks, and, like, I'm currently just wearing 2 gold necklaces, very plain Jane, but I wanna elevate my jewelry accessory game. So I think
Okay.
that's, like
We love
that's
that.
that's what I've been interested in researching. I wanna know, like, the best bang for my buck, and I've heard you can go to,
Mhm.
like, pawn shops and different places, like,
Okay.
in the city. I'm not too far from New York City, so maybe going into the
My
city and
gosh.
checking
Okay.
things out there, so that's, like, my hyperfixation right now.
Okay, I love that for you. I think you should go to New York.
I know, there's, like, not even a question, like, I'm going to New York. It's just, like, I'm not going there when it's, like, 98 degrees outside, like, that's not an
Well,
option.
yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah,
So, I needed to cool down in the Northeast just
like
a
a bit.
tad, and then I
Mhm.
think we'll take a little day trip to New York, do a little Soho, do a little shopping,
Yes.
and
Yes,
that's
yes,
my
yes.
and I'm gonna treat myself because you know what? Like, life's too fucking
Why
short.
not? It's true. Why not? But show me everything because I wanna see it, and I'll probably need it too.
Yes, no, no, you will. Everyone will.
Obviously. Obviously.
Any recommendations of items that you've tried this week that you want people to know about?
Yeah, so this recommendation is more so there's like a vibe about it, right? So I've always been a one-piece girly for bathing suits. ever especially after I had my kids. I was like, "There's no way you're catching me in a two-piece," and, there's a lot of mental stuff with that, right? With, like, body image and I don't know why this year when I was kind of planning for our Siesta Key trip, I was like, "I don't give a shit anymore. I'm gonna get a two-piece." And obviously, I'm not ready to, like, wear a thong or anything like that. There's no hate for anybody that does. All the girlies that are thong girlies, more power to you. That's
Have
not
at
me.
it.
But we bought 2 different two-piece bathing suits, and we're gonna wear them because why the fuck not? Why the fuck
As you
not?
fucking
Like,
should. Every body is a bikini body, and, like, let me say it again, every body is a bikini body. You wanna wear a bikini? Wear it. You don't wanna wear a bikini? Don't wear it.
don't
But
wear it.
we
Yeah,
embrace it, like, as you and also, like, you look fucking hot, you should be wearing one. Like,
thank you.
if I look
I love
like
you.
I mean, you get out there. Wear a thong, wear the thong out there.
Listen, it's just it's been too long. I don't know why I do that to myself, and at the end of the day, it's not what anybody else wants. I wanna wear a two-piece because I wanna show my daughter that no matter what I look like, I can embrace my body and I'm working out. I'm doing the best I can. I'm eating healthy. I'm doing all these things. And maybe my body won't ever look a very specific way, but this is what I got and why not? So it's not necessarily a recommendation per se of an item. It's a recommendation of just do whatever the fuck you want and whatever that looks like, whether it's a two-piece, whether it's, I don't know, cutting your hair, whether it's getting the Botox. Like, I'm so tired of, always stopping myself because I'm scared of what people are going to say or even my own judgment, right? Like, how many times don't I text you? I'm like, oh, this looks terrible. And you're like, oh my God, I love your outfit. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, "This was all wrong," and we are our own worst critics, so this week, I was like, "The recommendation is a little more than skin deep. This is about really doing something for yourself." So, I'll let you know if I wear it, which
I love
I'm gonna
that.
do my
No,
best.
and I've been embracing the bikinis as well, you know? They're you just let it out. You don't want the tan line? Don't get the tan line, you know what I mean?
I don't
Like,
want the tan
there's
line.
it's yeah, and I love that recommendation, and I don't really have a recommendation better than that, so I think we should leave it on that because it is summer. Embrace your body, embrace your goals, your life, everything that you have going on because you are worth it, and, it's important that everyone feels that way, so I feel like just taking that in and, do what you wanna do. Who gives a fuck what people think? It's you get one life and this is it, so you better fucking enjoy it.
Absolutely, and follow us on Instagram,
Please
and
follow us on
like our
Instagram.
reels, and share our
Yes,
shit, and,
and
help us get the
comment,
word out
and
there.
yes, share this podcast, share it with your friends. We hope they listen. Make sure you like and subscribe wherever you follow your podcasts. And we are so happy to have you guys here. So happy whatever episode this is. And we can't wait to bring you guys some more.
We'll see you next week, and we love you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.